Hello, Trinity family. This is Pastor Dewar, and this is your Theology in Three. I've been a theology student for quite a while now, over a decade, and between teaching and preaching, and then also going to school for theology, one of the things that I've observed is that in our culture, in our country, we have seen over the past few decades a decline in church attendance. And what the researchers call this is the rise of the nuns. Not N-U-N-S, but N-O-N-E-S. The idea being that when surveyed, people are more and more likely to put nun with their religious affiliation than Christian or Protestant or Catholic or Muslim or Jewish or anything else. This is called the rise of the nuns, a less religious society. And so how do you do ministry in a society that has this rise of the nuns? There's less and less religious people in our society. How do you do that? It's not how our church has been operating for centuries, and so now there's a shift in a conversation. One of the things that's interesting is that we're starting to see in the last couple years, maybe less than 5 years, a rise in the number of people who are putting religious affiliation, especially amongst young men, and putting Christianity down as a religion. And so there seems to be a rise in Christian men coming here in the next few years, which is really exciting. It's a very interesting thing to see in our society, a little bit of a shift. But it also means that there is a renewed interest and effort in doing religious studies and looking at the relationship of the church to lifelong discipleship. So this last week, I was looking at my phone and I had a pop-up notification from one of the news apps that I follow, and this is what the Grab You title said. Faith begins at the dinner table, not the pew, new research suggests. So basically, the article breaks down the reality that home conversations about faith are actually more important in lifelong discipleship than the faith conversations at church. You expect the faith conversations at church, but more and more people are not having those conversations at home. They found that having a faith conversation once a week raised the likelihood that someone would be involved in a church and be easier to forgive 2.5 times. If those faith conversations were had at home every day, it would raise it 7 times. You would have 7 times more likely that the child who grew up in that home would be a Christian as an adult. Now, this research makes it sound like it's groundbreaking, like it's new, and the research, I suppose, is, but the basic concept is not new at all. First of all, we've got books like this, Luther's Small Catechism. If you read it, the whole point of this book is to prepare parents to teach their kids. That's what this is about. Also, here at Trinity, we've actually had the speakers come in and talk about this. The Spiritually Vibrant Home is an example of how some of this research is playing out. The reality that having faith conversations at home with your kids is vitally important to their lifelong discipleship. This is super important. It's more important even than them knowing me or coming and talking to me or to Pastor Grenz or to any of the teachers here. The point is you as a parent have to be able to share your faith life with your kids at home. The survey also found out that less than half, about 48% of the people they surveyed were not having faith conversations with their children at home at all. None at all. And that's really interesting because if it's important to you, it should be something that you're talking about at home with your family. And so what I'd like to do is share with you a little bit of what we at Trinity are doing about this. It's not something that we're unaware of. It's something we've been doing. We are leading studies for parents so that the adults know how to talk to their children about the faith. For example, right now, I'm leading 2 Bible studies. That's the entire point. A 0 to 3 Bible study where we talk to parents with their kids ages 0 to 3, and then confirmation where I work with the parents and not with the children, and so that the parents can have the faith conversations at home. In addition, this last week, we did a Manger Build event. The point of the Manger Build event was to provide parents with devotions, to do family devotions at home, that they'd be able to share their faith life together at home during the Advent season. And so this is something that is interesting. We're seeing more and more research on it. We're looking at it and understanding this is more and more of a positive thing to encourage families to be able to share their faith with each other at home. And we're going to see long-term effects of that as those children grow up and become Christian parents of their own. So it's my prayer today, my encouragement today, that you would pray with your children, that you would do devotions with your children, that you would talk to your children about the sermon that you heard in church, that you talk to your children about what they learned in school or Sunday school, whatever it might be, that you'd have those faith conversations not once a week, but every single day, so that you may make your children lifelong disciples of Christ. It's my hope that you have a great rest of your week, and that you talk to your children about the faith, and I look forward to seeing you this weekend.